Hi there. Welcome to a new episode of the Community Show. On this week's show, we'll begin with what's going on, news and events from Floyd and Wythe Counties. And then we'll move on to this week's sports action. And then finally, on this week's Something to Chat About, we will be chatting with Valerie Abbott-McCune, who is the marketing manager at NRV Superbowl, to talk and take a tour of their new facility. And then we will have a highlight video from Citizens Centennial Celebration. So you don't want to miss that. For this week's What's Going On, beginning with Wythe News, sponsored by your Wytheville Enterprise. Area job seekers converged on the Wytheville Meeting Center Thursday for the Wytheville Community College Career Center's annual Spring Career Fair. Throughout the afternoon, employers, recruiters, and schools met with potential clients who learned about various opportunities in Southwest Virginia. The fair offered them the chance to find out about job openings, network with potential employers, and learn about internship opportunities. 31 employers had booths at the fair and about 81 people attended. Networking has always been, and always believed, will be the number one way individuals are hired, said Jenny Buchanan, who is the Title III Project Coordinator and Career Disability Counselor at the WCC Career Center. Investing in hiring a new employee is both time-intensive and costly, and the more employers know about a potential employee, the better they can determine whether they will be a fit for their community or their company or not. The flip side is true too. The more a job seeker knows about a company and its application process, the better prepared they will be to highlight their skills and knowledge for the position and the company. Many of the fair participants were students like Brittany Keyser, who is studying education at Wytheville Community College and hopes to transfer to Radford University. Thousands of items are going into Wytheville's new Goodwill Retail Center as the March 26th grand opening nears. The center has an additional 4,000 square feet, and so each department has expanded. Right now, they have 23,000 pieces of clothing on the sales floor, Brandy Tabor, district manager, recently noted. She then went on to say that they will have an extended book section, more furniture, and an expanded houseware section. According to her, stocking the 195 East Commonwealth Drive location began in early February, and it will continue until the store opens. She went on to say that they are not putting anything from the current store into the new store. It will all be different items, and merchandise will change every day. Kelly Coleman, Goodwill Marketing Manager, announced a relocation sale from Monday, March 17th through Saturday, March 22nd at the existing 4th Street store. She said that all clothes, shoes, and purses will sell for $1 during that time, with books and household merchandises selling at 5 items for $1. Moving on the road to becoming a strong volunteer, R.B. Anderson hit a detour. The Bland County resident began traveling in an unexpected direction. Through a series of twists and turns, Anderson landed a job as the prison chaplain at River North Correctional Center in Independence. He serves as the Christian pastor for all religious services, preaching, teaching, and leading worship. Anderson also provides pastoral care and spiritual guidance to inmates, their families, and staff. Listening to the inmates and counseling them are part of his job too. Anderson said that it's just amazing. God is working through them and the volunteers. God is working with the inmates and through the community. When the Correctional Center opened in October of 2013, there was no money for a chaplain. Prison chaplains in Virginia are not state employees, and they are not compensated with federal or state taxpayer money. Next, the Wythe County Board of Supervisors is considering repealing its motor vehicle and trailer license ordinance so that only registered vehicles will be charged a license fee. The ordinance, which was passed in December of 2012, eliminated county stickers for vehicles, replacing them with a license fee for all titled and or registered vehicles. Although it is considering eliminating license fees for title-only vehicles, the board has not given up on making money off of them, as it has discussed assessing property taxes on those vehicles. Titled vehicles, which are not typically driven on roads, are not exempt from property taxes, but historically, the county has not taxed them. In a recent board meeting, supervisors discussed revising the county's tangible personal property tax exemption ordinance, which spells out that it is exempt from personal property taxes. And now for Floyd news, sponsored by the Floyd Press. A body believed to be that of Robert Bob Schmidt, a 92-year-old man who was last seen on a foggy night in November, was discovered last week not too far from his home. On Wednesday afternoon, March 5th, a man walking on his property near Schmidt's home found Schmidt's vehicle and a body believed to be Schmidt. The body was sent to the medical examiner's office in Roanoke for positive identification. Next, more space is needed in the town of Floyd for farmers to sell their crops, a local farmer recently told the Floyd Town Council in its meeting last Thursday. Lisa Watersnake said the Floyd Farmers Market only has 16 spaces available and has 40 applications from farmers. Moving on, this year, some local farmers will also be participating in a Chinese medicinal herb growing program with the Blue Ridge Center for Chinese Medicine. Next, do not forget about Plenty's event, Feeding Floyd County, this Saturday, March 15th at 6 p.m. Tickets are $25 or 2 for $40. Check out Plenty's website for more information on this great event. The busiest sports season in terms of teams is underway at the high school. Spring sports teams are practicing, and the first games begin this week. Stay tuned for sports schedules in this week's sports action up next.
Bank of Floyd has been the bank thousands of Virginia families trust to manage their personal finances and grow their businesses.
We understand that we need to earn our customers' business every time, and to do that, we need to know them.
We focus on individual customer solutions. We're more than just your community bank, we're your neighbors.
Bank of Floyd has our best interest, and I really appreciate that.
Bank of Floyd, neighbors helping neighbors. That's what we do best. Experience the difference.
For farm and building supplies, make it C.W. Harmon & Son on Route 221 in Floyd. With everything for your home, lawn and garden, and the farm, why go anywhere else? From the right tool by names you know and trust, to the perfect color stain for your new deck. New deck? Yeah, we can take care of that too. Riding, pushing, you name it, C.W. Harmon & Son has the perfect tool and equipment for any job, large or small. Visit us on the web, or better yet, come see us. Family owned and serving with pride. That's C.W. Harmon & Son in Floyd.
And now for this week's sports action, beginning with softball. For Floyd County, beginning on Friday, March 14th, they will have an away game versus Cave Spring beginning at 4:45 p.m. And then on Monday, March 17th, they will have another away game at Pulaski County High School beginning at 5 o'clock p.m. And then they will have a home game on Tuesday, March 18th versus Christiansburg beginning at 5 o'clock p.m. And then on Thursday, March 20th, they will have an away game versus Patrick County at 5 o'clock p.m. And then finally on Monday, March 24th, they will have a home game versus Grayson County beginning at 5 o'clock p.m. And moving on to Fort Chiwell softball. On Tuesday, March 18th, they will be traveling to Eastern Montgomery to take on the Mustangs at 4:30 p.m. And then on Friday, March 21st, they will have a home game versus Patrick Henry Glade Spring at 5 o'clock p.m. And then they will have another home game on March 25th versus Eastern Montgomery beginning at 4:30 p.m. And finally, for George Wythe softball, they will be competing against Galax at Galax High School on Monday, March 17th at 5 o'clock p.m. And then on Wednesday, March 19th, they will have an away game versus Radford at 5 o'clock p.m. And then their first home game will be March 24th versus Galax beginning at 5 o'clock p.m. And now moving on to baseball. For Floyd County High School on Tuesday, March 18th, they will be traveling to Christiansburg to take on the Blue Demons at 5 o'clock p.m. And then on Thursday, March 20th, they will have a home game versus Patrick County at 5 o'clock p.m. And then on Friday, March 21st, they will be traveling to Fort Chiwell High School and be taking them on at 5 o'clock p.m. And then on Tuesday, March 25th, they will have another home game versus Christiansburg at 5 o'clock p.m. And then finally, they will be traveling to take on the Patrick County Cougars on Wednesday, March 26th at 5 o'clock p.m. And for Fort Chiwell baseball, on Monday, March 17th, they will have a home game versus Auburn at 4:30 p.m. And on Wednesday, March 19th, they will have a home game versus Glade Spring at 4:30 p.m. And then on Friday, March 21st, they will have another home game versus Floyd County beginning at 5 o'clock p.m. And then on Tuesday, March 25th, they will be taking on Bluefield at home at 4:30 p.m. And then finally for George Wythe baseball, on Monday, March 17th, they will have an away game versus Galax beginning at 5 o'clock p.m. And then they will have a home game versus Galax on Monday, March 24th. And then on Tuesday, March 25th, they will have an away game versus Patrick Henry Glade Spring at 5 o'clock p.m. And now for soccer, beginning with Floyd County. On Monday, March 17th, the girls' soccer team will be traveling to take on Buchanan at Hungry Mother State Park at 5:30 p.m. On that same day, the boys will be traveling to James River Buchanan to take them on at 7 o'clock p.m. And then on Thursday, March 20th, the boys and girls soccer teams for Floyd County will have a home game versus Patrick County beginning at 5:30 p.m. for the boys and 7 o'clock p.m. for the girls. And then on Monday, March 24th, the boys and girls will have another home game versus Galax. They will be competing at 5:30 and 7 o'clock p.m. And then finally on Wednesday, March 26th, both the boys and girls soccer teams for Floyd County High School will be traveling to Patrick County High School to take on the Cougars at 5:30 and 7 o'clock p.m. And for Fort Chiwell soccer, on Thursday, March 13th, the boys will have a scrimmage away versus Marion Senior at 5:30 p.m. And then on Monday, March 17th, the boys will have a match at home versus Rural Retreat at 5 o'clock p.m. And then they will be traveling to George Wythe High School on Wednesday, March 19th, to take them on at 5:30 p.m. And then finally on Friday, March 21st, they will have a home game versus Auburn beginning at 5:30 p.m. And now moving on to George Wythe soccer. On Monday, March 17th, the girls will have a home game versus Glenver at 5:30 p.m. And then the boys will also have a home game versus Glenver following at 7 o'clock p.m. And then on Wednesday, March 19th, the boys will have a home game versus Fort Chiwell at 5:30 p.m. and the girls will be traveling to Tazewell to take on the Bulldogs at 6:45 p.m. And then on Friday, March 21st, the boys will have a home game versus Radford and the girls will be traveling to Radford and both will be playing at 5:30 p.m. And then on Tuesday, March 25th, the boys and girls will both have a soccer game at home versus Glenver to be played at 5:30 and 7 o'clock p.m. And now for tennis. For Floyd County, on Tuesday, March 18th, the girls will have a home game versus Christiansburg at 4:30 p.m. And then they will have another home game versus March 20th versus Patrick County. And the boys will also be playing that day at home versus Bassett beginning at 4:30 p.m. On Monday, March 24th, the boys will have a home game versus Galax, and the girls will be traveling to Galax, and they will both play at 4:30 p.m. And now for Fort Chiwell tennis. On Thursday, March 20th, the boys will have an away game at Carroll County at 4:30 p.m. And then on Monday, March 24th, the boys tennis will have a home game versus Carroll County at 4:30 p.m. And finally, for George Wythe tennis, on Friday, March 21st, the girls will be at home versus Radford, and the boys will be away versus Radford, and they will both be competing at 4:30 p.m. And that is all for this week's sports action. Stay tuned. Up next, we'll have this week's Something to Chat About.
Floyd Express Market at 609 East Main Street in Floyd is your local convenience store serving Floyd County since 1989. They offer easy access to both gas and diesel pumps and is a Virginia lottery retailer. Their deli, open daily, specializes in barbecue sandwiches, hot dogs, and homemade biscuits with ham, sausage, tenderloin, steak, chicken, and gravy. Floyd Express Market is open Sunday through Thursday, 5:30 a.m. to 11 p.m. and Friday and Saturday, 5:30 a.m. to midnight.
Offering authentic Italian food and American food with a twist, Mickey G's features fresh seafood, brick oven pizza, outdoor dining, gluten-free options, and local produce when available. Whether dining a la carte, chef's choice, or family style, you are sure to leave satisfied. Be sure to check us out online at Facebook and coming soon to Twitter.
Finally, real Italian!
today we're here at NRV Superbowl in the Hokie Room, actually, with Valerie Abbott-McCune, who's the marketing manager for the Super Bowl. So thank you for being on the show today. Tell us a little bit about you and how you became involved with NRV Super Bowl.
Well, NRV Super Bowl hired me back in late December. Okay. They were looking for someone to advertise for the new renovations that we've gotten going. They're almost done. Mm-hmm. We've still got some light, things to do, but we've changed drastically in the past 7 to 8 months. Mm-hmm. So that's why they hired me to come in and help out.
Well, that's awesome. Now, we know obviously that you have bowling here, right, but tell us a little bit about the additions that you have.
We have a 24-player, 2-level laser tag arena, state-of-the-art equipment. Mm-hmm. Each game is supervised. We have an employee that supervises with each game, okay, stays inside. There are 2 flat-screen televisions, so if you're not playing, you can watch the people playing.
Oh, okay. Wow.
Which is fun. The youngest player that we've had for laser tag has been about 5 years old.
Wow.
So even a 5-year-old can play. We have a arcade with about 30 games. Okay. We kind of rotate them out. Old school game of Pac-Man, skee ball, air hockey, to Typhoon, mm-hmm, to Guitar Hero, the simulator kind of games, all kinds of things. We've also added 3 corporate rooms or party rooms where corporations come in to have meetings, get-togethers. We now do like fundraising events.
Oh, wow.
Or we'll have a certain event or certain night where part of the proceeds from that night will go back to the charity or wow, the school. Doing more of those.
Wow.
And so we're just trying to keep it all new and fresh, more for the community,
right,
for the family,
right,
to bring everyone together.
Right. And now you mentioned family, and I do believe that you have a summer camp coming
yes,
up this summer. Is that for kids? Tell us a little bit about that.
We're looking for children grades 2 through 8.
Okay.
It's going to run from 9 a.m. to 5, Monday through Friday. And we're going to have a couple hours between, laser tag. We've got the arcade. We pay for the arcade. We'll do the laser tag, lunch, breakfast. Mm-hmm. We do the professional bowling staff here. We teach the children, no matter what level, mm-hmm, about bowling, sportsmanship, scoring, all about the fundamentals of bowling.
Wow.
For the whole day.
That's great. Now, what other events do you have for the year?
Okay. For the year, we're looking at a couple bowl-a-thons coming up.
Okay.
The Junior Achievement is coming up here in April. Mm-hmm. We've got a Hokie alumni tournament, okay, for a league. We're looking for the NRV Wedding and Events, mm-hmm, is doing a bowl-a-thon for charity.
Wow. That'll
be coming up where each team will support a local nonprofit. We're hoping to get something going with like the Humane Society, mm-hmm, mm-hmm, for them. We're doing things with the military families,
right,
giving them discounts. We're doing things with like Red Cross donors for discounts. So we're doing all kinds of community events to give back to the community.
Right. That's great. Now, I appreciate you being on the show today, and I think right now we're going to go take a tour of the whole facility.
Can't wait.
So stay tuned.
Thank you.
anniversary to you. Happy anniversary to you. Happy anniversary, dear Citizens. Happy anniversary to you.